Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to this explainer, where we're gonna unpack an absolutely incredible reality that's just, hiding in plain sight. Literally, right there on your desk or your kitchen counter. Have you ever just stopped and stared at a plain, ordinary glass of water? I mean, it looks so simple, right? So commonplace. But what if I told you that the clear liquid sitting right in front of you is actually hiding one of the most epic, ancient secrets in the history of our entire planet? Today, we are going to trace the secret journey of a glass of water. And trust me on this, by the time we're done, you will never look at your water bottle the exact same way again.
So, are you drinking the exact same water a T-Rex drank millions of years ago? Now, I know that sounds like a crazy premise from some science fiction movie, but just think about this for a second. The water in your bottle right now is estimated to be over 4 billion years old. 4 billion years! That single droplet we're talking about is this ancient, heroic traveler. It's witnessed the dawn of the Earth, the rise and fall of whole empires, and yes, it is highly likely that the very same water you're using to hydrate after a workout today, well, it might have been slurped up by a massive dinosaur millions of years ago. Let that sink in. You are interacting with one of the most ancient artifacts on the planet every single time you take a sip.
The real key to this ancient mystery is permanence. You see, water never really disappears. When you boil a kettle and all that steam vanishes, or, when a puddle just dries up on a hot summer afternoon, that water isn't gone. It hasn't been destroyed. Instead, it's just embarking on the next leg of this massive, unbroken cycle. It literally travels around the Earth in an endless adventure. Our ancient traveler, that little droplet, is constantly moving, it's constantly shifting forms, but it is always there. It's bound to the Earth in this spectacular, perpetual hero's journey.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because you can really think of this endless adventure as a story in 5 massive acts. Step 1. Our tiny drop of water starts its journey out in the vast ocean. The sun acts as the catalyst, warming it up until it transforms into vapor and flies high up into the sky. Step 2. It doesn't travel alone. It joins millions of other tiny droplets up in the atmosphere to become a sprawling cloud, drifting across mountains and dense forests. Step 3. As that cloud gathers more and more droplets, it gets heavy, eventually falling back to Earth as rain or snow. Step 4. This is where life interacts with our traveler. The water flows into rushing rivers, deep lakes, and vast underground reservoirs. Plants enthusiastically drink it up through their complex root systems. Animals, and humans like you and me, drink it to survive. And finally, step 5. After sustaining life on the ground, it eventually evaporates, returns to the sky, and begins this magnificent 4-billion-year-old journey all over again.
And as our droplet makes this journey, it encounters some pretty fascinating characters along the way. Forests, for example. They aren't just passive backgrounds in this adventure. Actually, they are active participants. Trees actually help make rain. They are literally inhaling water from the ground and breathing it back out into the sky as vapor, which directly fuels the formation of new rain clouds. It's this incredible mini-narrative of teamwork, right between the Earth's flora and the atmosphere, keeping our ancient traveler moving along its path.
And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when we zoom out and look at our planet as a whole. The true scale of this droplet's playground becomes super clear. A staggering 71% of the Earth is covered by water, leaving only 29% for land. It's a deeply, deeply blue planet. This macro perspective really highlights just how vast the oceans and waterways are. The playing field for our endless water cycle is absolutely massive, covering the vast majority of the entire globe.
But here is where the narrative takes a sharp, highly crucial turn. Despite that huge blue expanse, only around 3% of all that water on Earth is actually fresh water. The other 97%, that's salt water in the oceans, which we obviously can't drink. And to make this even more restrictive, most of that tiny 3% isn't even readily accessible to us. A huge portion of it, actually most of it, is stubbornly trapped inside frozen glaciers or buried way deep in underground aquifers. So out of that massive blue globe we just talked about, the amount of fresh, accessible water available to sustain you, me, the forests, and all the animals is incredibly, surprisingly small. Now consider the massive physical weight of this cycle. We just talked about clouds forming high in the atmosphere, right? When you look up at a fluffy white cloud drifting lazily across a blue summer sky, it looks as light as a feather, completely weightless. But to put that into perspective, in reality, a single cloud made up of millions and millions of these traveling droplets can actually weigh more than 1 million pounds. Over 1 million pounds of water suspended right there above our heads, and yet they just float. It's a profound testament to the incredible physics powering our planet's endless adventure.
Which brings us to a pretty profound mystery. Why can't we just create more water on Earth? Well, you see, it's a finite system. Earth basically operates as a closed-loop environment.
The amount of water we have right now is the exact same amount we had 4 billion years ago, and it's all we are ever going to have. We are completely reliant on this ancient cycle of evaporation and precipitation. We can't just manufacture a replacement supply in some factory to meet our growing demands. We only have what's already here, traveling around in this continuous philosophical odyssey.
And that leads us to ask an even more terrifying question. What would happen if the water cycle just stopped? Imagine if that epic story we just walked through simply halted. The sun couldn't lift the vapor, those million-pound clouds refused to fall as rain, and the trees just stopped breathing moisture into the air. Life as we know it would entirely collapse. This 4-billion-year-old unbroken chain is quite literally the biological engine of our planet. If the adventure stops, everything stops.
So the crucial point is, if the engine stops, everything stops. Which leads to the ultimate question we have to ask ourselves. Why should we be so desperate to save water when our planet looks so incredibly blue from space? Well, it all comes back to that tiny 3%. It's because we cannot make more of it. We are drawing from the exact same finite well that the dinosaurs relied upon. When we waste water, we're straining the extremely limited supply of fresh, accessible liquid that drives this entire biological engine. Conservation isn't just a buzzword, you guys. It's a profound respect for the limitations of this ancient, moving resource that literally keeps us all alive.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to remember this. Every single drop of water has a story. It has traveled through oceans, clouds, forests, and yes, even dinosaurs before reaching your glass. So the next time you turn on the tap or fill up your bottle, just pause for a second. Look at it. Think about the epic 4-billion-year journey it took just to reach your hands at this exact moment in time. You aren't just drinking water, you're partaking in the greatest, longest-running adventure in the history of our world. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next explainer.